Await no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I am your host, Joseph, and here is a little bonus episode for you all. Hi, this time you see our lovely faces amongst this beautiful backdrop, and today, along with my best friend Kyle, we're going to talk about the Kind of Funny game showcase that happened right now. We're going to talk about our highlights, our reactions, what we thought walking in, what we thought walking out. And so with that, the greatest co-host who ever is and whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you?
Nailed it.
Yeah, I just want to stress how thankful I am for being here. Apologies to everyone who's listening to this that was expecting a live stream. Technical issues were crazy bad for this, and Joe feels real bad. And I've told him a million times not to worry. He tried his best.
How many mental breakdowns did I have there in a span of like 3 minutes?
We were on a roller coaster. You were up and down. But you know what? We still got to watch it together.
Exactly.
And I'm glad to, gush about this showcase.
Yeah, and then to be completely honest, so I'm sorry everybody who was looking forward to a stream. Again, I'm very incompetent when it comes to streaming. This was like the second time in 6 months, so I was a little rusty. But I feel like we have a better show because now we're not just talking like, oh, this looks nice, because this show, about what, an hour and change long.
Hour 10, yeah.
And every trailer had like about a minute of time. Yep. So I felt like talking over anything, you really couldn't. So
yeah,
I feel like
just trying to write down the names of the games and stuff took me. I was like rushing through.
Yeah, it was a lot. And so with that, the Kind of Funny Game Showcase, it was announced September 29th of this year.
Sure.
By Greg Miller over at Kind of Funny Games on their podcast, Kind of Funny Games Daily, because the announcement of PSX. Right? Yeah. The announcement that no PlayStation experience this year bummed everybody out. Greg, he decided, you know what? He put the Thanos gauntlet on. He's going to do it himself. Yeah. And so here it is. Walking into this event, Kyle.
Yeah.
What were your expectations?
Honestly, my expectations were low. Much like Greg said at the end of the stream there, that I was expecting maybe 20 minutes tops of some really cool, smaller stuff.
Yeah.
But I was still excited, and I was still super proud of them to even do this, because this is so far out of what they usually do. Well, I guess it really isn't. Things are falling. It's so far out of the realm. It's not as far out of the realm as I initially thought of what they do, because they always do hype stuff and they perform miracles. They do like crazy big things, and this is a crazy big thing. And to see what it became from my low expectations, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy with what we saw today.
Yeah, my expectations walking in. First and foremost, big congratulations to the team for putting this together. Yeah, because I couldn't. Right?
Yeah,
I was even like mid freak out. I was just like, man, you know what? Everybody tweet out
Kevin daps. Yeah,
tweet Kevin, tell him good job, because this is a lot of hard work. This is months in the making, and my expectations walking in was just ground level. It was, I'm not a big indie guy. I'm not a big indie gamer. So walking into this event, I was just like, I'm going to see a lot of games. Very few are going to probably speak to me. I'm here to be a part of it, right? Like I'm here to celebrate games, just like how everybody wants to celebrate games. And I think walking into this event, the first few minutes while I was having the freak out trying to get the stream to work, the one thing that caught me off guard while I was freaking out was the beginning intro of having all these people from the industry and out of the industry talk about why they're gamers and what
and why they make games.
Yeah, and why they make games and why they love games. And it's a very thought-provoking question of like, why do I play games? I play games for this. Like, I like one person's like, well, like, what would I do on 5-hour plane trips? And she closes the door and it's a bathroom. Like, that was hilarious. I liked it. So my expectations were low. Now, walking into it, how many games could you say, like off the top of your head, that really caught your attention? Like, were you pleasantly surprised at the list of games that they showed off?
You mean like walking out?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
walking in, walking out. Sure.
Yeah, I was trying to quickly go through and kind of put an asterisk next to the ones that I thought were really cool. And there's at least 10, 15 here that I'm super excited about. And they showed off 69 games.
What an awesome number.
It is an awesome number. So the fact that I
suits them.
have that many that speak to me, and not that every single one did, but there's obviously going to be an audience for all these games. Yeah. The games are so varied in nature, and there's things for everybody. There were like I don't know the actual visual novels games.
Yeah.
There were like cool arcadey multiplayer
games.
Yeah, like it was awesome.
Yeah, there was a little something for everyone here. And I gotta say too, like looking at this list of games, I was just like, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna buy every single one of these games walking out, but looking at it, I'm just like, I have a list here, like this of games that like intrigued me. So with that, what was I kind of went in chronological order here. What was some of the games that you got hooked to, spoke to you, sir? Better.
So they started the show very strong, and I think the ones that really spoke to me were very early in the show.
Okay.
I love Meat Boy. And I love seeing more of Super Meat Boy Forever.
Super Meat Boy Forever. That was awesome. And it was a great way to open the show, too. Yeah, same.
Yeah. So knowing that comes out in April is fantastic. The very next game is a game that I played at PAX East last year that I absolutely loved. It's the Y2K.
Okay.
It's a RPG that takes place in the 90s, I believe, like 99. And it's just full of charm. And the main character, I forgot his name because it's been a while, but he reminds me so much of Mike Towndrow of Three Best Friends.
Yeah,
he like his weapon is throwing vinyl records at people. So like, it is so good to see an old school RPG back on the market. So that one's great. At Sundown is a game I played at PSX, which is they did party mode of and kind of funny. It's like a top down. You're invisible until you shoot, and then the other players can find you. That game's crazy fun. I must have played that 8 times.
The one game that spoke to me in the very beginning was actually Toe Jam and Earl, because that kind of got leaked a few days before it hit. But looking at the trailer, I've never played Toe Jam and Earl.
I have not either,
and I've never even I've heard of them. I've heard of the games, but it was never like a series that I've ever looked at, and I actually thought it was something totally different. But now looking at it and looking at the comedy style that they have, like talking about like, yo, dude, like it's just 16-bit. Like how easy is that? It's just some software. They break the fourth wall. He's like, turn me 16-bit, bam, done. Like, that was awesome. I love the comedy there. So I was immediately hooked. And then there was one game, you and I really liked this, and I think this is one I think we're gonna definitely be playing together. Moving Out. Which looked like Overcooked.
It's an Overcooked.
Yeah. It looked like Overcooked if you're moving out to somewhere. It was your moving furniture. That's the whole point of this game. But you're going through like lava, traffic. You have to throw couches.
Avoiding like laser security cameras in your house and stuff.
Like, what type of fucking apartment do these people live in? I loved it. I really did. I was just like, okay, this is a day one game. Let me see. And
since we're going in chronological, before that was Mike Bithel's new game,
right?
Quarantine Circular, which is out now or out later today, which I will probably pick up for going to work.
Bithell, for those of you,
Mike Bithell is the guy behind games like Volume, which is like the Metal Gear Solid VR mission things.
Right. Okay.
And he did Thomas Was Alone, which is fantastic, which is a story of a little rectangle meeting his other shaped friends, and you have to use them to solve puzzles to get out of the levels. And it's got a really cool story about this little block that feels alone. And then at the end, spoilers, he's not so alone.
So Thomas sequel is Thomas Has Some Friends.
Sure. Okay. But yeah, Mike Bithel's a talented dude, and that game looks like my kind of thing.
Yeah. There's a Danganronpa trilogy.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4, 2019.
I got hyped for that. So basically, it's just all three of the main games in one special collector's edition. I have all three of them on my shelf right now, but I'm getting that because they're all in one spot.
I've never played Danganronpa. All I know is that there's a evil teddy bear.
Evil killing teddy bear called Monokuma. Think of like the Hunger Games or Battle Royale, where you have to, in order to leave this messed up school, you have to commit murder and get away with it. If you are found out there's a class trial, and if you get found guilty, then you yourself die. You become blackened and you die.
What? Okay.
And it goes until there's one. You either get away with it,
or you die,
and you're gone, and you get to leave, or everyone else dies and you die because you get found guilty.
That's
it's a really cool game.
Okay.
It's a visual novel type thing, but
is it like the
story's
weird
really
anime where it's like they're schoolgirls, questionable age?
I think, maybe. I'm trying to think.
If it's a maybe,
I don't know.
It's a yes, Kyle. Let's be real.
Sure, whatever.
The next one was the Messenger DLC.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of hoping, and it's free, coming out in 2019.
It's free. Picnic Panic.
Looking at this game, I have not purchased it yet. It's on the Switch. It's on PC. I was hoping for a PlayStation 4 release. I was like, PlayStation 4. It sucks that it's not. That's where I don't know why. That's where I really want to play it, but it looks like I might have to settle for the Switch. But that's awesome. And also, I know Greg Miller's wife worked for their PR.
Jen, she did marketing for it.
And then
before that one was a game called Lapis Labyrinth. Which was like an action RPG type thing, really colorful. We're collecting gems, and some of these smaller games, and I know it's really hard to kind of get the sum of it because they were moving really fast, which is fine. I think the pace of the show is great, but it just, the way it looks, the way it's visually appealing to me. Okay. The colors pop.
And what was that game again? So people know.
Lapis Labyrinth. It's a NIS game. It's coming from
It's kind of like Genie-fied.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah. Rival Mega Gun. This is a shmup. This is your little spaceship shooting a whole bunch of shit on screen. Here's why I want this game. First off, it's PvP, so you're fighting against your friend who could get the high score and all that jazz. And what it seemed like. I played Super Smash Brothers the other day. Spiritual successor of PlayStation All Stars. That's why I'm talking about it. Which, it's funny, people, they yell at PlayStation for copying Nintendo. This is a blatant ripoff, some would say. But the credits at the end of Smash is kind of like a shmup where you actually have to shoot at all the names of everybody who worked on it.
That's cool.
And so, just playing that, I was like, man, I'm in the mood now for a good old shmup. And so, Rival Mega Gun, might get that.
Yep. Shout out real quick to Guacamelee 2's announcement here. Where they flash a code on screen where you can put it in the costume section of the game, and you unlock Shirtless Arachnid Man, which is voiced by Greg Miller, and it fits the showcase. It fits kind of funny. That put a huge smile on my face.
That's something cute because they have a history with that game, a history of Shirtless Spider-Man. Some say,
and they have a history with Drinkbox.
Which we got all these Spider-Men in different universes. Crazy. Physical copy of Celeste. This is by Limited Run Games. This is a highlight of mine, also yours.
January 1st.
January 1st, PlayStation 4 and Switch. Yes.
Might buy both copies because I love that game.
Is there another game that spoke to you? Because I have another one, but I want you.
Yeah, and it was shortly after the Celeste Limited Run stuff. And it's only on Steam, which kind of makes me mad.
Same game, yeah.
It's called Long Gone Days. It's just, I'm not going to say weird because it's not weird. It's like a turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
But like in a military base setting, and you're like fighting terrorism with it.
It's like an espionage, false flag operation.
And it looks, and it's like you're creating bonds with each other, like Persona, and making sure everyone is happy or whatnot. Like,
it was weird.
It's super intriguing.
You're doing a false flag operation in some maybe made up country, and it has like that,
Yeah.
like that '90s RPG. Back in the day where it was like first person, but you see the two people you're supposed
Hmm.
to fight, kind of like those FMV
Yeah.
games, right?
Yes.
Yeah, turn based, awesome to see people doing really different, awesome stuff. But yeah, sadly it's on Steam, so I'll probably never play it. The other game, Kyle,
It might come to PS4. Whatever.
talk about Vane, dude.
Oh, talk about Vane. So I remember this game very clearly. The moment it popped up on the showcase was like, "Oh, I know this game." It was on E3 either last year or 2 years ago, and it's gorgeous. It's so, and it looks like you're a boy who could turn into a bird or a crow, kind of fly through the levels. It reminds me of Eco in Shadow of the Colossus a little bit. The way I don't know if there's like fighting enemies or whatnot, but it looks like you're traversing through levels, and yeah, I want to get lost in that art style in that world
Yeah,
for sure.
it looked like Rhyme meets
Yes, Rhyme was what I was
Rhyme
thinking
meets
of.
a Team Ico game,
Yeah.
and beautiful, just beautiful, and at the same time so empty.
Hmm.
Dude, yeah, January 15th, right? That's when that game.
Yeah, January 15th, PS4 exclusive.
Damn.
From what that
Damn.
says.
What's another game that you got into?
Oh man, see, here's where I was trying to catch up.
Okay, you want me to? You want me to
Uh,
say mine?
yeah, go ahead.
Not my car. Dude,
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
cool. So you guys know I love a good Fortnite. I think it's a fine game. I like Battle Royale in general. This is the only Battle Royale game that I saw throughout the whole thing. I was just like, this is cool. I don't know if it's going to work, but this is cool. It is PUBG meets Rocket League. It is, because I yearn, Kyle, I yearn for a Twisted Metal game. It looks like it's gonna be looks like you're gonna fast 7 into this map with your car, and it looks like you gotta find upgrades to your car, fight cars, 100 cars, land on an island. Awesome. I'm in.
Yeah.
I love those games when I was a kid. Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes.
The one that I just saw, it's called The Wild Eight. Basically, the trailer had the dog going up against this like werewolf bear looking thing, and a guy saves the dog by throwing a spear right through it. And I'm in. I love games where dogs survive and people protect dogs. So, and it looks cool.
If you save a puppy, you're good in my book. That's how
Absolutely.
you know what type of person you are.
I do think it's really cool. Going on to the next one, I think you might say they didn't show much during the showcase, but the fact that they got Anthem and the game director is doing a full commentary of what they showed at the Game Awards that's on the YouTube Kind of Funny's YouTube channel after the show. That's so cool.
Awesome. I'm so in on Anthem at this point. I am locked in. This game looks great. The music is fucking awesome. You're Iron Man. Okay? You get to pick your Iron Man. All right, we might not get Iron Man for much longer, so we gotta savor as much as we get. Okay? Every time I dream, I think of Anthem. Oh my god. Kyle, and I bring this up because you're not a multiplayer guy. I'm the multiplayer guy.
I'm not.
Please play Anthem with me. Because
I will.
Kyle, I don't want to buy an Xbox One version of this game. But all my buddies are playing it on Xbox. Because it's the best place to play. No, it's not. But like, I gotta stay true to the trophy room. But yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. I'm so in. I'm gonna watch that immediately after this.
Yeah.
There was a mini Mech Mayhem strategy VR game. Yes. And it kind of looked like.
Yep.
Okay, Luke Lore or anybody who's a big Star Wars nerd. I can't right now because of the migraine. But you know the hologram chess that they play in Star Wars? That's what that is. Also, EA, call me. I have a VR game for you. Just throw it out there. That looked awesome. I'm getting it. I'm big into VR now. So as long as this is on PSVR, you know where to go.
Yeah. I like Ape Out, which looks crazy like you're a gorilla escaping from a top floor of the skyscraper, and you have to make it all the way down to the ground floor, taking out the guards and people in the building. And you made a really good point. You said that it reminded you of a game. And I didn't think of it right away, but then after a couple minutes, it came to you. It's like Hotline Miami vibes. You're holding the guys, the guards, and making them shoot other people,
shoot each other, or just smashing them against the wall. Yeah. Let's get it out of the way. All right, let's get this joke out of the way. Yes, it's Harambee Simulator. You're very original. I get it. It's Harambee meets Hotline Miami. That's coming out on the Switch. Maybe PC, but that's where I wrote down. February 7th. Also, I think that's God, who's publishing it? Devolver, I think, is publishing it.
Yes.
What's the next game? Because I kind of blacked out on here. To me, this is where the lull happens.
Sure. Okay, yeah. I'll say two. One, a game called Hardcore. It's an old Genesis game that was developed that never came out, and now it's coming out for PS4 and the Vita. Vita got some love. I know you don't like it.
I love the Vita. It's just dead, guys. We have to come to grips.
They're reviving it, Joe.
You can't revive a corpse, Kyle. I've told you this over and over again.
The second one that was in this period was called Church in the Darkness. And the trailer that was on here was very much story based and expanding the world, and they didn't really show too much gameplay.
Isometric though.
But and kind of funny. I'm trying to think. Was it last year? Maybe they did like a let's play on it, and it's very much you have to sneak through by the guards and collect evidence and info to help your escape, and it sounds like a really cool deep game. So I wanted to highlight that.
Escaping a cult, and like the beginning of the trailer talking about how awesome this cult is, but then the more you get into you find out they're like, yeah, but there's people that are a little bit too devoted. I don't like how they punish people. It's in cages, like it's you see it, and it's going after the cults in the 90s. There was one like I think like South America, I think one in North Africa, and of course Waco. So awesome. Again, a lot of games that we saw don't get a lot of screen time, and we don't explore, and it's awesome that games like this are exploring them. What's the next one for you, Kyle?
The next one is one I think we share. It's Falcon Age. Basically, it's a VR game where you're raising a falcon, and just. Yeah, I want that. And the Falcon can wear a little tiny cowboy hat.
There's other cute
I'm all in
there. And maybe, I don't know, I think like you're solving puzzles with the owl as well. So it's a VR puzzle owl feeding simulator.
But you're also like fighting enemies with the Falcon, so
I love it. Yeah. Cute little falcon or owl, I don't know, but I just wanted to pretty much feed him a little carrot.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's a falcon because it's called Falcon Age.
You look like an owl at the beginning. Fuck me. Okay. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Housemark Storm Divers. That was the next one I got. Was that the next one you have?
Okay. No, but it's okay. Go ahead.
It didn't look good, guys.
It looked not Housemark. I mean, stylistically, yes, but
it still looks very early access, and where I'm at this point where like jetpacks, right? Like Fortnite's dominating, and I think you really have to be different to, not just artistically, to make it in this marketplace. I don't see anything in that game that doesn't look at early access. Again, that's because it is in early access, but I didn't see anything in that game that I needed to have and that I saw looked different than, whatever anything Epic's doing in a good way. So I don't know. I don't know about that. What was some of the games that you were pumped for, Kyle?
So before that Housemark game, which I did try to, I think they said the first 5,000 people can be beta testers for it. I immediately went to the website because I love Housemark, and it's Steam only. So
Yeah.
I can't do it because I don't have a computer that's strong enough. But right before that was a little game called Jenny LeClue. Like it's a cool like murder mystery, very cool art style. Like not comic booky, but like cell shaded almost. Very vibrant colors, and I love me a good murder mystery novel type game. And then I think it ends with the big
you want
games.
to go right here? Okay, let's go.
I mean, that's after Housemark. That's the last two that I have.
We got Yakuza, the team that makes Yakuza. They had Judgement coming out September 19th. Yeah. This is a big AAA game coming out of Japan, coming out of the Yakuza team. They make amazing games.
PS4 exclusive.
4 exclusive. Kyle, I'm not into the Yakuza series. Are you at all, or no?
I am not, but I do have whatever was on PS Plus last month.
Kiwami.
It's in my game library. Yeah, a game library. So
yeah,
I'll play it eventually.
I'm really happy that they got this game. Doesn't do anything for me, but I know that there's a huge audience that it does do stuff for. And so, Kyle, the last thing that they showed that spoke to us, the one more thing. Take it away, Kyle. This is all you. Yeah.
This is all me? Man, they had an update on The Walking Dead, and they showed oh God, I'm blanking. I didn't get time to write it down. The name of the team that's working on it.
Team. Yeah,
it's Skybound Games, but
the team is called Still Not Bitten, which is fucking
Still Not Bitten. Thank you.
Poetic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And they basically were saying how Greg was mentioning still working hard on the game, and then they showed off a trailer that was very much like, hey, we're still working on it. The story's not done. Yeah. Let's do this thing. And it was emotional seeing Clem up there. And it's not just seeing Clem. It's knowing that those people that lost their jobs are still being able to finish out their vision.
At least some of them are.
And I'm super happy for that.
The next episode launches January 15th, which is awesome.
That's awesome. That's very close.
Speaks. It has two messages, man. It's like we're finishing this story, and we're still here, you know. And like even in the trailer, it's like we're still not bitten. I was like, that's great.
Brought a tear to my eye.
Overall, Kyle, we're walking out of this event now. Okay, it was about an hour and change. How did you? We'll do the same thing like we did the Game Awards. Scale to 1 to 10.
Sure.
All right, I know review scores, they're out of date, but hell, we're going to use it anyway for the sake of this migraine. 1 to 10, why? Yeah.
1 to 10, why? Yeah. I'm going to go high on it, and it's because they packed a lot of stuff in here, and sure, not a lot spoke to me, but it's the fact that they were able to pull this off, and that sounds like a slight, but it's not. If anybody chose to do this, it'd be a huge undertaking. So I'm going to go. I think I'm going to give it the same score I gave the Game Awards, which was 8.75. I think the presentation was killer. They showcased all the games perfectly. In the montages, and this goes to something they spoke on this week's Game Over Greggy's show, they actually read what the game was about. They didn't just show a game with the title and then left us to kind of figure it out. Like they thought all these little things through to help these games show off what they are. And there's a lot of games here that I'm going to end up checking out. And it's all because they showed them off here. If they didn't, it would have gotten lost in the shuffle, and I probably would have never have known about this stuff.
There wasn't a lot of games I was like, oh shit, right? And I don't think it was supposed to be that whatsoever. Again, walking in, I know that a lot of these games, they aren't for me. But I'm going to give it the same score because to me, walking out of this event, I'm like, wow, like a team of like 5 people did this. This whole thing in a matter of a few months. That's crazy. Yeah. And the production was great overall. Like, were there some low moments? Yes, just because there was a few games in a row that I didn't necessarily speak to me. But I think the presentation overall, like they traveled around San Francisco, so it's just not him sitting at a desk. It was it was different. Nick's appearance of like let's get weird was fucking
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah.
It was great, and I don't think they ever missed a beat when it came to getting
No.
to the point. Like other than saying we're doing this to get to the point, I'm like okay, now get to the point, and they did, and they
Yeah.
killed it every time.
Yeah.
So for me,
And
awesome.
yeah, I just wanted to, again, we mentioned it already. I just want to highlight with how this showcase started. That little montage of creators and gamers, people from the community, like Blessing and Alex O'Neill. Like that was super cool seeing them pop up.
Alex O'Neill was on there?
Just had, yeah, he showed up there. He was towards the end of that montage.
That's
so
probably when I was having my last mental breakdown of like,
yeah. So it was super cool seeing the game creators
Yep.
explain why they make games and gamers why they play games, and then seeing those two pop up, it makes me so proud to be part of the community, the Kind of Funny community, and I'm so happy to be a best friend. And I love those guys, and they're killing it. They're killing it.
Show,
So
for a first, this
yeah,
was
for a first show of this
stellar.
kind, yeah,
Stellar. This was awesome,
Mhm.
and so congratulations everybody at Kind of Funny for pulling this off. Congratulations to
and congratulations to all the
Took the words right out of
developers.
my mouth. Yeah, like thank you everybody for coming out here and just showing off your games. It was awesome. It was risky to do. Some games even coming out today. Like that's awesome. And it's awesome to see when we were watching their Twitch stream, because fucking theirs worked, believe that or not. 20,000 people and change. It never got
Yes.
below 23,000, which is awesome. Just to see thousands of people,
Yeah.
the population of my town watching this
Mhm.
event is crazy.
And that does like 23,000 people on that
Yeah,
Kind of
I know.
Funny Twitch. Who knows how many people were going to other people who were
I know,
live
like,
reactions?
Like Mike had like
there's
about
more
43,
viewers on it.
47. So like awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's
So
plenty
with
more.
that,
Yeah.
guys, gang, I want to thank everybody for coming out, for watching this. I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart because I wanted to stream this so very bad, but it just wasn't in the cards. And so, with that, I apologize. This will never happen again. I will make sure it never happens again. But I actually liked what we did right here a lot more. To be honest, this is really nice. I liked it. I don't know. It was good. I felt good, Kyle.
I feel good too.
What do we got? What do we got to pimp out? Let me see.
There's something huge going on next week for us. I don't know what you're talking about.
This one's actually going to go completely right because I'm not streaming it. We're going to do the Trophy Room Game Awards. Guys, PlayStation's had the best year it has ever had. We've had Detroit. We've had Spooderman. We've got Dad of Boy. All these amazing games.
The game of the year. Got it. The Game Awards. I mean, not ours.
Because the one thing about our award show is that we want the audience to help us decide each game, each category, what is the game of the year for you in 2018. Our game of the award nominees are Dad of Boy, are Spooderman, is Assassin's Creed, Cassandra, oh my god, she's the love of my life, Odyssey, Celeste, and Red Dead Redemption, and then a little game that my personal fave, Dead Cells. So we got 6 nominees. Go, link in the description down below. And yes, there's some giveaways as well throughout the show. So more on that. Actually, yeah, more on that later. So with all that said, everybody, with all that out of the way, follow us, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.